I always say the loneliest person is a single man.
I used to be a mortician, and women died surrounded by family. Men died alone in a little apartment in they tidy whities. Okay, eating cans of soup. Men die alone, sir. Sprinkle, sprinkle.
Good morning, ma'am. I agree. Before I went to the Army, it was a mortuary affairs specialist. I spent a lot of time as a first call person, you know, the guy who goes to homicides, coroner's office, car accidents, homes, nursing homes. And I will agree, you know, a lot of men, black and white, I've picked up were by themselves. And I think a lot of men who have a problem with what you're saying, getting in their feelings like they found extra money in their right pocket, is because they think you're dissing them. But unfortunately, what you're saying is true. And as a man, in my personal experience, I've dealt with that. And it comes down to the fact that a lot of men definitely lead with this independence. You know, I can manage, I can still do this, I got this. They still want to prove that they can take care of themselves. And then when that time comes, they end up by themselves. Now, I'm not going to go as far as to say that they're assholes or anything, but they've convinced a lot of people to.
Well, she doubled down. The men dying alone lady. Take a listen.
You know who I know who is dying alone? Men, because I work in that field. None of you work in that field and then y'all want to be like, y'all are going to die alone. That's why I be laughing. That's why when women get in their feelings, I'm like, do not worry your pretty little head. Please, watch my videos. When have you heard me trip about a man? I don't trip about men. I work in this field long enough to know what goes down in the motherfucking end. And the fact that most of y'all won't get that shit, I love that for y'all. I love that for all of y'all. Because just as much shit that y'all talk today is as much shit as those men talked in their days. And when I sat right next to them, sometimes even taking their last little breath, they regretted everything they did in this life. But that's what they did. And they gonna have to live with that. And I love that for y'all.
Check this out.
And the reason why I be telling y'all not to trip about these men and whatnot is because I work in the healthcare field. I've been in the healthcare field since I was 18 years old. They're dying alone. They're dying alone. The women that's in these places, their daughters are coming to see them every 2 weeks. I am the one who is right there when some of these men are taking their last breath. Guess what? Nobody showed up for them. Not their kids, not their wives, not their grandkids. Nobody came for them because why? They were not good men while they were alive. They're gonna continue dying alone. That's why I tell y'all don't trip. I'm physically seeing it on a daily basis, watching them all go by themselves. That's why I don't be worried about these men talking, because baby, I watch y'all every day go by yourselves with nobody on y'all side.
I have been waiting for someone to leave this comment because I have heard from not only you, but several people who work in nursing homes that 9 times out of 10, it's the men who are alone and have no family or friends who come and check up on them. And I know some idiot's going to come and say, that's not true, and they have no statistics or any experience in that particular field to go off of. They're just making it up because they're doing what? They're projecting, and they're scared that they are going to be the ones who die alone. And just because you don't have a romantic relationship doesn't mean you're alone, much like these men in the nursing homes who have no friends or family who give a shit about them. And statistically, actually, yeah, women are going to die alone because we have a longer life expectancy than men do.
But there are men out there that have no attention from women. No, it's actually more in reverse. All right. Again, I always say the loneliest person is a single man.
My homegirls that's sitting at the house knocking on 40, that she is not lonelier than these fellas.
And this is one of the reasons why the rate of suicide is higher amongst men than women. But at the end of the day, there are much more lonely men who can do nothing about they can't do nothing about it right this minute.
Not even from a dramatic place, but maybe from a depressed place. How do men look at that? Because, you know, this day and age, we're all going through something.
And specifically older black men, let's say 50 and over. Let's say 50 and over. okay? We dying alone. All alone in these nursing homes and in these facilities where the only people we see are these nurses. The women got people coming to see them, or they're not even in there. Their families taking care of them. 2 reasons that's going on. And this is real. Talk to anybody in the medical field or anybody that works with elders. This is real. Men dying lonely. Not just alone, lonely. 2 reasons. You was a piss poor father. A piss poor father. Now your children don't give a fuck. Reason number 2. You ain't never want to settle down. Just bouncing around, hitting all the ass you can. Hey, man. Is that me? What the fuck?
As someone who have worked in the medical field for such a long time, nursing home, memory care units, and even sometimes private cases, and now working at the hospital, I can confirm this to be factual that men does die alone. And we are usually the people who would hold their hands until they take their last breath. Now, there's exception to the rules where some men do have their family members who are still around. The majority of the time is because they have money and they're waiting until like last minute for the person to kind of give that money over to them kind of thing. It's not always the case. Sometimes the family is there genuinely to show support. But majority of men in nursing home, memory care units, and all that stuff, they do die alone with no family around them, and we're usually the one that hold their hand until they take their last breath. So whenever you hear a man saying, oh, you're going to die alone as a woman, or you're going to be a cat lady, I don't know. That's not true. I've never seen a woman who is in a nursing home where she doesn't have her friend Sally, who used to be friends with her back in the days, that come and visit her, and her children and her children's children, where the children's children, like the grandchildren, won't come and visit the grandpa, they will come and visit the grandma. And the grandma usually has a friend who will come and knit with them and sit with them and read them a book. The men is not the same case. They're usually by themselves. And even if they're not in nursing homes, and I do like private case and stuff, they would probably have a home where they're staying, but the children won't come and visit them. They will have a house, and a person like myself will go and do like a home visit, but there's nobody at the house with them. That is the reason why they hire us to go and check on them. You know what I mean? And usually it's because the child has the money that the father has. It's been passed down to them because now the father is not capable of taking care of himself, and now the child's taking care of the money, so he just basically pay for someone to be there where you never seen the son, you never seen them at all, or the grandchild who the money was left to contribute to the need of the parent. You know what I mean? So yes, this is factual that men usually die alone in houses, in nursing homes. The caregivers are usually the ones that are there taking care of them, stuff like that. And even hospitals, same exact thing. You will see them begging or telling you their sad stories about how they never took care of their sons or their children, and they now wish that they did. I hear all of it. Trust me, I hear all of it. And that is the reason why I don't budge when someone says, oh, you're going to be a cat lady, or you're going to be, well, yes, it's okay that we could be a cat lady, but we're happy. We have friends. We have family. We have children who loves us. You know, like we have all of that. We have a community. Men usually don't care about a community until it's too late, until it's like they're taking their last breath. That's when they care about the community. So yes, to be honest, men usually die alone. That's just facts. Yeah, so bye y'all.